Hello guys, good evening. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, the Explicit Tutorials. As you all know, I'm Tutor Joseph or Mr. Explicit. As you watch this video, please endeavor to subscribe so that when I upload new content, you would be notified by YouTube, alright? So we are still discussing quadratic equation in MTH 101. Alright, I've taught you how to look for a quadratic equation when the roots are given, okay? But trust me, in this class, it is going to be very different and it is going to be very interesting. So I will advise that as you start watching the video, do not skip or try to fast forward it so that you understand all that I'm going to be explaining, because this is the last part of quadratic equation and it is very difficult. All right, it is difficult, so that is why it is very important you patiently listen or watch the video from start to the end. Okay, so the subheading is actually manipulating equations involving alpha and beta. All right, that is manipulating expressions involving alpha and beta. All right, so when we say alpha sign, we refer to this sign that looks like an A, and we say beta, we refer to this sign that looks like what? A B. So this is the alpha sign and this is what? The beta sign. So we are going to be looking at two relations. Okay, the first one is this. So please, the class has started. If I'm having alpha squared plus beta squared, all right, if I'm having alpha squared plus beta squared, it also means alpha plus beta all raised by what? 2. True or false? True. So if I have this to be this, if I'm having alpha plus beta raised by 2, it therefore means that I can express this into two places. That is alpha plus beta, another alpha plus what? Beta. Alright, so that is what I've gotten. So what next? What should I do next? I'll use this to multiply this. I'll say alpha, I'll bring out this alpha. In a bracket, I'll put this alpha plus beta. Then I'll bring out this beta plus beta. Then alpha plus what? Beta. You are using this to multiply everything here. So if I should expand, if I should open a bracket, I'll say A times alpha is alpha squared. Then plus alpha times beta is what? Alpha beta. Alright, then plus alpha, and that is beta times alpha is alpha what? Beta. Plus times plus is plus. Then beta plus beta is what? Beta squared. Beta squared. So if I should rearrange this expression, I'll be having alpha squared plus beta squared. Alright, then alpha, that is alpha times beta plus alpha times beta. I have what? 2 alpha beta. Alright, if I'm having 2 alpha beta, so I have alpha squared plus beta squared. Alright, this expression simply means alpha plus beta all raised by what? 2. Right, then plus 2 alpha beta. However, in quadratic equation, if you have gotten to this extent, it means you are good to go. However, we have a constant formula, and that formula is this: alpha plus beta all raised by 2 minus 2 alpha beta. Alright, so as the class progresses, this is the formula we are going to be using. You take it step by step. Now this formula, of course, this is what we would have used. Alright, but you know in mathematics we go with rules. We go with rules and principles, okay? So in this case, we are using alpha plus beta raised by 2 minus 2 alpha beta. Hope that is clear. So this is case 1, alright? This is case 1. Now let us consider case 2. Case 2 is a bit more complex than this one we just did. So let's look at it very well. I believe this is clear enough. So the case 2, I'll be having alpha cube plus beta what? Cube. I'll be having alpha cube plus beta cube, meaning that I'll be having alpha plus beta all raised by what? 3. If that is the case, I'll be having alpha plus beta alpha plus beta, then alpha plus what? Beta. So into 3 places, right? So if this has been established, what do you do next? You are going to multiply everything by opening the brackets. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this first one first. I'll open these 2 brackets first. So if that is the case, I'll use this. I'll use this to multiply this. Alright. So I will have alpha, normal procedure, alpha plus beta, then plus beta, then alpha plus what? Beta. Alright. If I should open the bracket, what will I be having? I'll have alpha squared plus alpha beta, then plus alpha beta, then plus what? Beta what? Squared. Is that not correct? So if I should rearrange, I'll be having alpha squared plus beta squared plus what? 2 alpha beta. So this expression was gotten from these 2, right? So what do I do next? I'll now use this bracket, this alpha plus beta in this first bracket to multiply through again. That is, I'll be having alpha open brackets, alpha squared plus beta squared plus 2 alpha beta. That is this very one. I've used this to multiply everything now. Then plus beta. Then I'll repeat this thing again. So alpha squared plus beta squared plus 2 alpha beta. Alright. So if that is the case, I will now open the brackets. So alpha times alpha squared, I'll have what? Alpha cube, the plus alpha times beta squared, I have alpha beta what? Squared, then plus this times this, I have 2 alpha squared beta. Why is it 2 alpha squared beta? This is it 2, right? So alpha times alpha is alpha squared, then the beta, then plus, what about this? I'll have alpha squared beta, then plus beta times beta, that is beta times beta cube, I have that is beta times beta squared, I have what? Beta what? Cube, then plus I have this 2 here, then alpha, then beta times beta, I have what? Beta squared. Alright, so that's what I have. So what do I do next? Excuse me, I will now rearrange. So I'm having alpha cube plus beta cube, and I'm having ab squared, that is alpha b squared here. We should look for another one, that then we now have another alpha ab squared, that is alpha b squared. We now have 2 alpha b squared. So if these 2 combines with this, I'll now be having plus 3 alpha beta squared, right? Then plus I'm having 2 alpha squared beta plus another one, so it becomes 3 alpha squared beta. Alright, so this is what we are going to have, but that is not the final expression. Now what do I do next? I'll put these 2 in a bracket. I'll say alpha plus beta all raised to power 3, right? Then plus, you can observe that these 2, they are very similar. Alright, they are very similar. What do I do next? I will factorize. I will what? Factorize. And if I should factorize 3, I have 3 here, I have 3 here, I have alpha, and I have alpha, I have beta, I have beta. So I write 3 alpha, then beta. In the brackets, I put alpha plus what? Beta. Alright, to know how accurate what you have done is, if you should use this to multiply this, we are going to get this. Let's try it out. So 3 alpha, that is 3 alpha times this, I have what? 3 alpha squared. No, that is, yes, 3 alpha beta times this, I have 3 alpha squared beta, 3 alpha squared beta. Then this times this, now I have 3 alpha beta squared. You can see that. So if you should if you should reopen the bracket, you have the same thing. Don't forget that that is not what we are going to use as the class progresses. We are going to be using alpha. We are going to be using alpha plus beta cube minus 3 alpha beta and alpha plus what? Beta. Alright, so this is what we are going to be using as the class progresses. Hope it was very clear, very easy. All you need to do is to give it full attention. Do not get distracted as you watch this video. So let's start solving practical examples. So I believe it was clear, right? So let me rub it off. Quadratic equation is one of the interesting topics in the world of mathematics. It's not a topic on its own. It is under algebra or algebraic process. Okay. So now, if look at it. If I'm having this expression, either should say if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, let me say x squared minus 5x plus 4 all equal to 0. If alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, x squared plus minus 5x plus 4 equals to 0. Find a quadratic equation. Find a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha minus 2 and beta plus what? 2. Alpha minus 2 and beta plus what? 2. This is standard exam question in the university, all right, and even secondary school, all right. So please, you are going to listen, you are going to watch me and learn how to go about it. This is what you are going to do. Now, the first step that you have to take, the first step, you are going to look at this equation first. All right, don't forget our original quadratic expression, which is ax squared plus bx plus c all equal to 0. You know, this is the original quadratic expression, okay? I told you guys that a quadratic equation is an equation in which the highest power of x is what? 2, right? But linear is 1. So we are going to be looking at two instances. One, the sum of roots. The sum of roots is simply minus b over what? A. Minus b over what? A. That is the sum of roots. Sum of roots minus b over what? A. Now, if that has been established, we'll compare that is this equation with quadratic expression. So minus b, what's occupying the position of b is what? 5. So it becomes minus 5. That becomes what? Plus 5. Then there's an invisible 1, which is the coefficient of x here is what? 1 over what? 1. It's the same thing as saying 5 only, right? Then the second instance is the product of roots. Product of roots is c over what? A. C over what? A. In this case, what is occupying the position of c? And it is what? 4. So I'll say 4 over what? 1. That is, it's over a. So there's a is 1 here. So it's same thing as what? Writing just 4. Now this is the first step. The product of roots 4, the sum of roots 5. Alright? So the next thing to do is to focus on this root given. First thing first, you look for the sum of these roots, then their product. Now, the sum of that becomes alpha plus 2, then plus, alpha minus 2, sorry. So alpha minus 2 plus, this is sum, then beta plus what? 2. True or false? True. So I'll now be having alpha plus beta, alpha plus what? Beta. So minus 2 plus 2 is out. Minus 2 plus 2 is what? Out. So if that is the case, go back. You observe that you cannot put this 5, bring it here, because the sum of these roots was 5. So this is a sum of this other expression. So it becomes what? 5. Now the second instance is the product of this. That is alpha minus 2, then beta minus what? Okay, plus 2. Very easy. What do I do next? I will now open a bracket as usual. I'll be having alpha times beta. I have what? Alpha beta. Then plus alpha times 2. I have 2 alpha. True or false? True. Then I'll come here. This is the next one. Then minus 2 times beta. I have what? 2 alpha beta. 2 alpha beta. Then minus times plus minus. Then 2 times 2, I have what? 4. Very, very easy. So if I've gotten this, I have to simplify further. In doing that, I'll say alpha beta plus. You will observe that there's something common between these two guys. There's something that is common between these two guys. And that is what? 2. I cannot bring out alpha. Yes, I cannot bring out beta because this expression does not have what? Beta. So I'll say, let me check the sign, please again. Let me check the sign. Hope I'm not mistaken. So A times alpha times beta, I have alpha beta. Then this, the plus, minus, okay, then minus 4. That is very, very correct. So what will I do next? I will now do it as 2 open brackets. 2 open brackets. There's 2 here, right? There's 2 here. I'll write 2. So alpha minus beta, all right, minus what? 4. All right, alpha minus beta minus what? 4. Alpha minus beta minus 4. So I believe what's it called now? There's a sign that I'm getting wrong here. Okay, let me observe something. Hold on. I have alpha open brackets beta minus 2, then minus 2 beta plus 2. Let me check it out. So I have alpha beta minus 2 alpha, then minus 2, is it not? This times this is this times this minus 2 alpha, this times this minus 2 beta. What am I doing now? It's plus, sorry, plus. So plus, then I have minus 2 beta, then minus 4. So this is very, very correct. So what is the next thing? When I was solving, I think, could it be that it's plus plus? I've forgotten now. I've forgotten already. Because if you are going to be solving with a minus b, it is not correct. Why is not correct? We are supposed to be having a plus b. In this case, we are supposed to be having a plus b. Why is it a plus b? Sum. All right, sum. We don't have any like difference. So permit me to do some alterations here. So I'm going to be doing that a plus 2, then where's it again? So alpha plus 2, then beta plus 2. So if I should do that, I'll be having this automatically changes. So it becomes what? Plus what? 4. Right? So alpha plus beta, we had what? 4. Is that not correct? So where is it? Alpha plus beta, we had 5. So 5 plus this 4, I have what? 9. Let's leave it like that. I don't want us to be having a negative what? Value, right? So here becomes plus. So let's change everything again. Everything becomes plus throughout. So let's check it out again. Sorry for the alteration. Yes. No, when you are solving mathematics questions, it's good you do it carefully to avoid mistakes. Okay. So I'm having 9 here. That is this plus that is 4. 5 plus 4, 9. So I'm having this. So this just changes to what? Plus. Then it means I can now do what I have to do. Now the product of alpha and beta, we got what? 4. Don't forget product of root, we had 4. Becomes 4 plus 2 open brackets. Alpha, the sum of alpha and beta is what? 5. Then minus what? 4. Becomes 4 plus 2 times 5, 10, minus 4. I'll get what? 10. Alright? So because this plus this is 14, so 14 minus 4 is 10. Therefore, the new quadratic equation, don't forget, they said find a quadratic equation whose roots are, all right, so these are the roots. From these roots, we were able to get 9 and 10. And you see that it therefore means that I'll say x squared minus the sum of roots, then x, then plus the product of roots equals what? 0. What is the next step? It becomes x squared minus the sum of roots. We got what? 9. Then x, then plus, then the product of roots, we got what do we get? 10. So 10 equals 0. It becomes x squared minus 9x plus 10 all equal to what? 0. So this is a new quadratic equation. I believe that was very clear. Very, very easy. No stress, okay? So just take it step by step. The first thing you do is to look for the sum and the product from this equation. Once you have done that, you keep the answer. You now do the sum of these two guys, the product of these two guys again. Once you have done that, the second step to look for the new quadratic equation, right? You are not going to, whatever you get from this, that is what you use to find this. That is what they say. Find a quadratic equation whose roots are. You understand that? So that is how it is. So let me rub it off. Let me rub this one off. Let me rub it off. Alright, so the next question, I have some interesting question here that we have to solve together. Okay, so let me open the phone. Alright, so there's a question here. It said the roots of the equation s squared minus 6x plus, okay, s squared plus 6x minus 4 equal to 0. We said the roots of the equation s squared plus 6x minus 4 equal to 0 are alpha and beta. Alpha and beta. Then I'm saying find a quadratic equation whose roots, and the new roots now are alpha squared and what? Beta squared. Alright, alpha squared plus beta squared. This one is a bit different from the first one. Do not forget the step. The first step you are to take, you say sum of roots. Sum of roots we know is minus b over what? A. Minus b over what? A. So in this case we are having what? Plus. And we have, so plus times minus is minus. Then 6 over, there's an invisible 1 here. So the answer becomes what? Minus 6. The answer becomes minus 6. Right? Then the product of roots, which is c over a minus 4, right? So minus 4 over 1, and that is what? Minus 4. I believe that is clear enough. This is the first step. And the second step is to look for the sum of these two guys. The sum of those two guys. So we said that we have alpha squared plus beta squared. That is the sum, right? And we got alpha plus beta all raised to power 2 minus 2 alpha beta. Can you see the reason why I started by giving you those two relations? The first one, we expressed alpha squared plus beta squared, and the final expression was alpha plus beta squared. That's alpha plus beta all raised to power 2 minus 2 alpha beta. You can see how it is. Now what do you do next? You slot in the parameters. Now alpha, this one means sum, right? So the sum of a plus b, we said the sum of roots is minus 6. So it becomes minus 6 all raised to power 2, then minus 2. Then the product of roots is what? Minus 4. Minus 4. What do I do next? So this is like saying minus 6. It is not 2 times minus 6. It is minus 6 times minus 6. Minus times minus is plus, right? So 6 times 6, I have what? 36. I have 36. Minus times minus plus. 2 times 4, I have what? 8. This will give me 44. True or false? True. This is minus 6 occupying this position, raised to power 2. So minus 6 times minus 8 is 36. Minus times minus, I have plus. 2 times 4, I have 8. So 36 plus 8, I have 44. Okay. Now that is for the product. That is for the sum rather. So let's now look for the product of those two. This is sum, right? Okay, product, yes, we are on track. Product is alpha plus beta, then alpha plus beta. I've made a mistake. Please. Alpha plus beta. Sorry. It's a lie. We are on track. All right. So this is what we are going to do. This alpha plus beta. Don't forget squared. That is the sum. Okay. Then the product of these roots. The product of alpha and beta, I have alpha squared, then beta squared. That's alpha squared times beta squared, right? Product. Alpha times beta squared, product. What will I have? I'll now be having alpha beta all raised by what? 2. Yes, because these two outside the bracket affect everything. It becomes alpha squared, beta squared. Alright, so if that is the case, food is almost ready for eating. So alpha, that is the product now, is what? We got minus 4. So it becomes minus 4 all raised to power 2. And I have what? 16. I have positive 16. So I've gotten the sum as this, the product as what? This. Now what becomes the new quadratic equation? Don't forget s squared, then minus sum of roots, the sum. I don't want to write out the formula because of time. Sum of root, we got 44, then x, then plus product of root, we got what? 16, all equal to 0. So it becomes s squared minus 44x plus 16, all equal to what? 0. So this is a new quadratic expression. Hope that is clear enough. Very easy. So, but let me solve a more complex one. Let me solve a more complex quadratic equation involving this case. Alright, so the number 2, I'll read the quote. They said the roots of the equation, which is s squared plus 3x minus 5 equal to 0 are normal alpha and beta. Find a quadratic equation whose roots are 2 over alpha and 2 over what? Beta. Find a new quadratic equation whose roots are 2 over alpha and 2 over beta. Very easy. This is what you're going to do. So, you know the first step, don't you? We look for the sum and product of these idiots. So it becomes, the first one is the sum of roots. Let me just go straight to the answer. It's going to be minus 3 over 1, and look, this will give me what? Minus 3. Then the product of roots is minus 5 over 1. I have what? Minus 5. That is done and dusted. So that very one, we'll now look for the sum 2 over alpha plus 2 over what? Beta. Alright, so this is what we are going to have. The first thing to do is to look for the LCM of alpha and beta. I'll have alpha, beta. So alpha into alpha, and left what? Beta. So beta times these 2, I have 2 beta. Then plus beta into beta, and left what? Alpha. Alright. beta into beta and let what? Alpha. So alpha times this 2, I have 2 alpha. Alright. So if I should factorize, I'll be having 2 open brackets, beta plus what? Alpha over what? Alpha. That is alpha times beta. Therefore, I'll say 2 open brackets. Don't forget that the sum of these two we had minus 3, right? Then over. Then the product, the sum was this. The product was minus what? 5. Alright, so I'll now be having minus 6 over minus 5. The answer is 6 over what? 5. So this will go into this. So the sum of these guys, we got what? 6 over 5. Now what is the next one? The product. Product is, that is 2 over A times 2 over what? B. This 2 times 2, I have 4 over alpha beta. That is, this times this becomes 4 over the product. Yes, product is minus 5, so minus 5. So I'm having 4 minus 5 as a product, and I'm having 6 minus 5 as the sum. So what is a new quadratic equation? It becomes x squared minus the sum of roots. We got 6 over 5, then x plus minus 4 over what? 5 as the product. So because of what I'm having here, I'm having fraction, I'm having denominator 5. What should I do? I'll multiply through by 5. If I should do that, I'll be having 5s squared minus, this is what is remaining, because this 5, the 5 here that I'm using to multiply, we cancel out this, okay? So it becomes our 6x plus times minus minus. That 5 will cancel this. I'll be having 4, all equal to 0. So this is a new quadratic equation. You can see how easy it is. It is sweetie mean. It is very, very easy. Very, very easy. Hope that is clear. So let's look at another one. So let us look at another example. Very, very easy. So number 3, it said the roots of the equation s squared minus 9x plus 5 equal to 0 are normal alpha and beta. Alright, find a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha plus beta, and is that what I have here? Whose roots are alpha plus 2, rather, please. Alpha plus 2 and beta plus 2. Alpha plus 2 and beta plus what? 2. Alpha plus 2 and beta plus 2. So in doing that, this is what we are going to do. The first step, normally, you have the sum of roots. Don't forget it's minus b over a. So minus times minus is plus. So 9 over 1. That is the invisible one here. So I just write as what? 9. Alright, that is the sum. Then the product of the roots, you know what to do. That is 5 over 1. So it becomes 5. That is the product. Then what's the next thing? The sum of those guys, that is a plus alpha plus 2, then plus beta plus 2. Therefore, I'll be having alpha plus beta, then plus what? 4. It becomes, don't forget that alpha plus beta, we add what? What do you get? 9. So 9 plus this 4, I have what? 13. That is the answer. Then the product becomes alpha plus 2, then beta plus what? 2. Alpha times beta, I have alpha beta, then plus alpha times this, I have 2 alpha plus 2 alpha, okay, that is 2 beta, sorry, 2 beta, then plus 4, right? Plus 4. Plus 4. So what should I do next? I'll be having alpha beta plus, I'll factorize 2 open brackets alpha plus beta, then plus what? 4. You can see that. So the product of this, we got what is the product again? We got 5. So it becomes 5 plus 2. The sum is what? 9. Then plus what? 4. Right? So it becomes 5 plus this times this is what? 18 plus 4. Alright, I'll get what? 27. Because this plus this is 22 plus 5, 27. So the product is 27 and the sum is 13. So the new quadratic equation becomes s squared minus the sum of roots. The sum of roots got 13. 13x. Product of root we got what? 27. So 27 all equal to what? 0. So s squared minus 13x plus 27 all equal to 0. This is a new quadratic expression. That is a new quadratic expression. Hope it is clear and it is clear for good. Alright. So the next one is, I believe this should be more complex than the one we have done so far. Yes, I believe so. Alright, so let us, I believe what I've explained so far was assimilated. Was assimilated. Was assimilated. Was assimilated. Was assimilated. So let's continue. Mathematics is interesting, but sometimes it can play with your small brain. Okay. Okay. Alright, so number four, we said given that the root of the equation, 2s squared plus 5x minus 3 all equal to 0 are alpha and beta normally. And it said find the quadratic equation with integer coefficient, that is grammar, whose roots are a cube, okay, yes, whose roots are ab, that is ab squared, and a squared b. A squared what? B. A squared b. Please excuse me, let me check if it's recording. Yes, it's recording. I'm checking because sometimes it has happened to me severally. I'll do a video of 2 hours. At the end of it all, I'll now realize that I'll be talking to my nose. Alright? So please, thanks for understanding. I'm sorry for that distraction. Sorry. Okay, so it is very easy. Looking at this thing, you may be saying, oh God, they've come again. Very easy. It is easy peasy. This is what you do. The first step, normally, sum of roots, right? So sum of roots, which is, in this case, is 5 over 2, right? Do you agree with me? That is minus 5 over 2. And this will give me 5 minus 5 over 2. That's what it is, okay? Then the product of root, that is minus 3 over 2. The same thing is still minus 3 over 2. True or false? True. That is for that. Sum. This divided by this, normally. Then don't forget the minus. Product. This divided by this. That is for that. The next thing is to look for the sum of these two guys. This is how you are going to go about it. Very easy. I'm having ab squared, then plus alpha squared beta. If you should look at this expression, what do you have to be common? Alpha and beta. So I write alpha and beta, then in brackets alpha plus what? Beta. True or false? So alpha times alpha is alpha squared then beta, then plus alpha times, okay, beta times beta is beta squared and alpha, then that is what you have. So what do you do next? The product of alpha and beta, we got minus 3 over 2. It therefore becomes minus 3 over 2 times minus 5 over what? 2. True or false? True. Sum the product. So first thing first, minus times minus is out. So 3 times 5 I have 15. Then 2 times 2 I have what? 4. So this one is the sum of the roots. Right? Sum of the roots. Sum of the roots. What do we do next? You have the product of the roots. So alpha beta squared times alpha squared beta. alpha squared beta. What do you do next? This is how you go about it. Alpha times alpha squared is alpha cube, then plus, times beta squared times beta is beta what? Cube. And this means alpha beta raised to power what? 3. True or false? True. I don't lie in the evening. I don't lie in the evening. Me, I don't lie. It's true. I'm not lying. So this is what we do. Becomes minus 3 over 2 raised to power what? 3. True or false? True. Because of this power here. So minus 3. This is not minus 3 times 3 now. This is like saying minus 3 times minus 3 times minus 3. And this will give me minus 27 minus 27. Because minus times minus is plus. Then plus times minus minus. 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 3, 27. All over 2 times 2 times 2, I have what? 8. True or false? True. So the product of these guys is this. The sum of this guy is this. Therefore, it becomes x squared minus the sum of roots. We got 15 over 4, then x. Product of root, we got minus 27 over what? 8. All equal to 0. Now we are having different fractions. We have 4, we have 8. What should we do? We are going to multiply through by the bigger denominator. Alright, the bigger denominator is what we are going to use. Denominator, right? Yes, the bigger denominator is what we are going to use to multiply all through. Right? If I should use a smaller one to multiply all through, alright, I'll still be having fraction here. So I have to use 8 to multiply all through. Therefore, it becomes 8s squared minus 8 now. So 4 here 1, 4 here is 2. So 2 times 15 I have what? 30x. Plus times minus is minus. So this 8 is cancelling out this one. I have 27 equal to what? 0. So this is a new quadratic expression. Very, very simple. Very, very sugar. Very, very. Just take it step by step. You would understand it, okay? So the next question, the ministry is moving. Why would I teach you like this? You're not telling me that you will not pass. No, it's not possible. All right. Even English people are working because of the anointing invested on me. I break you, I scatter you. Well, Allah is like keke. Okay, so what number now? Number 5. Okay, number 5. Okay, so the root of the equation will be given as 2x squared minus, is it 2x? Minus 4, is it minus? Oh, Gary. Plus 4x minus 1 all equal to 0. Of course, the roots are always alpha and beta. Then they say find a quadratic equation with integer coefficient whose roots are beta over alpha and alpha over beta. Very easy. The normal procedure is needed here. So sum of roots, that is of minus 4 divided by 2, I'll have what? Minus 2. Yes or yes? Yes. Yes or yes? Yes. So product product of root is what? Minus 1 over 2, same thing as minus 1 over what? 2, right? That is how it is. Then the sum of this idiot, that is beta over alpha plus alpha over what? Beta. What is the next thing? You look for the sum of this and this, I have what? Alpha beta. So alpha into alpha, I'm left with beta. Alpha into alpha, I'm made of beta. So beta times this, I have what? Beta squared. Then plus beta into beta, I'm left with alpha. So alpha times this guy, I have what? Alpha squared. True or false? True. If I'm having this, it therefore means that alpha plus beta all raised to 2 over what? Alpha beta. Then we go back to the original equation. We got that the sum of roots minus 2. So minus 2 all raised to 2, and this will give me what? 4. Positive 4. then over the product of roots. Is that not? Is that what? Let me go through it again, please. Okay, minus 2, all raised to power 2. The product, that is over this, right? That is 1 minus 1 over what? 2. If I want to express this, what will it become? It becomes 4 times, let me take it bit by bit, 1 over 2, 4 divided by minus 1 over 2. If I want to introduce times, it becomes 4 times 2 over 1. Alright, 2 over 1. Don't forget, this becomes what? Minus 8. Minus what? 8. So the product of roots is this. Alright, the sum of roots. No, the sum of roots is this. We have not done the product, sorry. We have not done the product. I believe what I did is clear. So this is the sum, which is 4. Product is minus 1 over 2. This is 4 divided by minus 1 over 2. Alright, so that is what you are going to have. Then what's the next thing? So what should we do next? So the product of these guys, that is alpha over beta times alpha over what? Beta. Beta over alpha, then alpha over. So what will happen? Becomes alpha beta over alpha beta. Is that not what it is? Beta alpha, then alpha beta times. Yeah. So I'll be having 1, that is minus 1 over 2 divided by 1 over 2. This becomes minus 1 over 2 times 2 over 1. Alright, so it goes up. So what will then have? I'll have okay, 1 over, is it 2? I have 1. 2 times this, so I have positive what? 1. So the new quadratic equation becomes s squared minus, then the sum of roots, you have minus 8s plus 1. Alright, so what will I have? I'll have minus x minus s, that is s squared plus 8x plus 1 all equal to what? 0. So at this point, we'll call it a day. If you know you have learned something in this video, endeavor to subscribe, like, share, and comment so that when I upload new content, you would be notified by YouTube. Do have a wonderful day.